So there's going to be a lot of like personal talk. There's going to be a lot of thinking out loud for me when it comes to these videos, because this is how I self-reflect. Whether in my head or sometimes I do it out loud. Sometimes I have to be like, okay, Rebecca, why are you feeling that spike of anxiety? Can you figure out what triggered that? And I'll do it out loud. One thing I'll say, my good friend actually just told me about this. He asked me in the morning, like when I go and brush my teeth, if I try to put the toothpaste on the toothbrush and it falls into the sink. The question being, are you going to let that ruin the rest of your day? And it really helped me put some things into perspective. So I think it was the very next day, I was on a 2-lane windy road and this car was going very slow. I could not pass. So I just sat there and I was like, is this toothpaste? Is this just toothpaste? Is this just toothpaste? To the point of being like, does this car making me go less than the speed limit really matter so much that I'm going to allow it to destroy the rest of my day? No. So if you hear me say or ask myself, is it toothpaste? Or it's just toothpaste, that is what I'm referring to. It means, oh, it's just a little tiny thing that may be inconvenient, but it's not going to ruin the rest of my day. Am I going to be annoyed? Maybe. Am I going to be frustrated? Yeah, possibly. Am I going to want to drive like an asshole? Possibly. But if I can say it's just toothpaste, it's just toothpaste. Sometimes I'll do it to myself really loud in the car or on the bike, so that I can get that frustration out. But other than that, I don't really react to it. I don't start getting aggressive when I'm riding. I don't try to get on their ass. I stay back. I remain calm, even though I'm reminding myself it's just toothpaste. So it's just toothpaste. It's what I will say from time to time. So bleep of my life. And when I need to point back to it in future videos or whatever, then I'll go into more detail if I need to. So I was born June 17th, 1990 in San Diego. I had an older sister. I was born a twin. And after that, 2 years later, my mom had my younger sister. And then 2 years after that, 3 years after that, had my youngest sister. I turned 4, my mother and dad divorced. We kind of hopped around. We were homeless a little bit with my mom. My dad argued that my mom was crazy and should not be given the kids. We were given to her anyways. So after the divorce, homeless a little bit. I don't know really what was going on, but we ended up getting this house in National City, and just we're doing normal kid shit that we knew when we were playing outside, just hanging out. And there was a time when my mom, Virginia, my biological mom, she had us all in the car, tried to run people down in a gas station after letting us or making us take off our seatbelts. She was taken away. We were put in foster home. We were taken out by our dad. CPS took us from our dad 10 months later. We were put in Polinsky, the orphanage type thing in San Diego. If you don't know what Polinsky's is basically, it's an orphanage, but you may have kids that have their parents alive. They're just unfit to keep their children. So orphanage-like facility. We were there for maybe, I don't know how long. But after that, we went to another foster home who through them, I met this family called the Dorcos. So back when I was 10, met them. Laura, who is my mother, my mom. So when I say mom, I'm referring to Laura, my adoptive mom. I may refer to Virginia as just Virginia. Or if I end up saying mom, I will just figure it out. I usually will clarify, but usually if I say mom and I don't say anything after, I am referring to my adoptive mom. If I say mom and it's not the adoptive mom, I will correct and say biological mom. I hope that cleared anything up. Anyways, okay. So did that. Laura and Mike immediately was like, we're adopting all 5 children, which is super cool. They had 4 children of their own. So since I was 10, I've been living with a family with at least 9 kids. We did that, got adopted. I had a couple of sexual assaults in high school. And when I got into the Marines, there was quite a bit of sexual assault in there as well. After the Marines, I was in a pretty abusive relationship with a boyfriend. And so very abusive relationship with him, got out, very just unsure about just a lot of things. So I've kind of sworn off relationships, not sworn off, but like, I never liked myself in relationships. I always got extremely jealous, extremely crazy, like possessive, like obsessive too. And I really didn't like that. And I didn't feel like living in that kind of space again. So instead of figuring out what was wrong, I decided, you know what, I'm happy as single. I'm happy doing what I like. So that's what I decided to do. There's a lot of fucking in my life, and I am constantly struggle with that because there was anyways, we'll get into more of that in another video. But after that, let's see. At one point I was drinking a lot of alcohol. Started drinking when I was 19. Just never really put it down. Blacking out was normal for me. If I didn't black out a weekend, it was like, wow, like you didn't drink that much. Like, good job. But blacking out once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week or whatever was normal for me. And which is sad. When I spoke to people and they'd never blacked out, it was crazy to me. Like, how is that not possible? That's just how you drink. And I'm, slowly finding out that I have a lot of anxiety, that the alcohol, definitely I was using to cover up. I didn't realize that at the time, but I was. Looking back, it was a huge thing. And I'm noticing it now, which is why I stopped drinking June 4th, 2022. So I've got a couple months in now. And I'm pretty happy about it. So there's that. Let's see, what started this journey? Well, let's do that in the next video. But I kind of just wanted to, so that's kind of like my backstory. That's the backstory. I think I pretty much kind of outline of my life. There's definitely a lot more detail, but